Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, we are proud to announce that Sabbat the Schism is officially out now. Not only does it delve into the history and lore of the sect, it opens up multiple role-playing options for fans of the game, including new playable clans, elder-level powers, and much more. You can find your own copy of Sabbat the Schism in the link below. Second, I'd like to thank RS Experiments, our local musical talent, for graciously providing the custom music you've been enjoying so far, including our awesome main theme song called Haven Dweller. If you enjoy any of the music used during the stream and you'd like to hear more, you can find a full library of Mark's work by clicking the link below to RS Experiments' SoundCloud page. Lastly, if you enjoyed tonight's session and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow both our channels. You can catch us live most Sundays at 7 p.m. CET by tuning in to youtube.com/@EriseGames or at twitch.tv/EriseGames. Alternatively, you can enjoy all our recorded sessions on YouTube. Links below. Remember to like, subscribe, and be sure to leave us feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We hope you enjoy the session. And without further ado, let us delve into the world of darkness in tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Welcome back. We join the pack as they make their way into downtown. As this is going on, is there any conversation that happens on the way?
Serena is going to tell Jack to drive and say she's going to put up Cage of Secrets because it's probably going to take about an hour driving.
Let's see them rolls.
Hey, that's it. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 successes, and
So you can spread them.
I'm just going to lose basically first level of severity, so Kindred gets visibly started as they only hear unexpected and disturbing noises, and 2 invasions.
Sounds good. So essentially, Jack, as you're driving, Serena seems to... Well, I'll let Serena describe what she does.
Well, Serena basically like leans back into the seat, crosses her arms, and closes her eyes, and like she tells you in advance, like I'm gonna be meditating just to set up some mental defenses. So
Oh, good.
I'll be quiet. I need to meditate. And then she just is very, very still for the hours that they drive.
And in the meantime, Jack and Jasper, do either of you do anything? Besides driving.
If
Well,
Jasper is driving with us, maybe like
Jasper will be with you. He is not driving. I can
Um,
guarantee that much.
Wait. Serena would be like Jasper in downtown would be sus. He can't go inside with us. What if police come up to the car?
Okay, I guess I'm staying behind then.
You can go in the trunk.
Like, yeah, you can go in the trunk.
Or you can go in the car, and if the police stop them, shuttle ins.
Doesn't he
Okay, so I need a sip of Jack's blood.
More than one sip.
Yep. Do I have some of my Vita frozen, like for his consumption, not for the tablet?
You could have some prepared, yeah. I mean, you've been doing experiments, so yeah.
Oh yeah, like I'll give him some. We have to find a better way.
So yeah, I guess Jasper is going on the trunk. He grabs a book to read in the dark of the trunk while he's there going.
Well, in that case, there's not much social interaction that's going on. In the meantime, Larry, as you fly through the skies...
If he has a way to go into the Shadowlands, water and everything ready, he can be in a car as well.
That's entirely up to Jasper. If he decides to be in the trunk, he's in the trunk. If he decides to go in one of the seats, he goes in one of the seats.
It just he won't be able to go into the cafe either way. Yeah.
That's fine.
Actually, Jasper will not go in the trunk. He will sit behind in the back seat, and he will also have a bucket with water, just in case.
Why won't Jasper allow Larry to take him there? Why, like
that could work
I don't
too.
see more reasons.
Yeah.
Why?
Entirely up to you.
Larry, airlines is a go.
I guess Jasper will go with Larry then to make it easier and simpler for everyone.
Yeah.
All right then.
You had positive experience in previous then.
Then as the four of you make your way there, and you begin to approach, first, Larry and Jasper, where do you land specifically?
This color, how to say, non-observable location, perhaps a roof. Yeah, somewhere where I could put Jasper, for him not to be seen because I'm rather mobile.
All right. Well, you find a rooftop, one of the taller ones, and simply wait there, watching the entrance of the cafe. And you begin to see the car that Serena and Jack are using. Jack, where do you park?
like maybe a bit away.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough so like we have to take a full dash to the car, but like not like in the front of anything.
All right. And after parking the car, do you make your way directly there?
Yes.
I'll message Dorothea that we are here.
The message goes unseen for now.
Mm-hmm.
Cafe.
Okay.
But before that, Serena basically texts Larry. Situation in the building?
Larry will reply unknown. You want me to check?
This was in the building of the cafe.
Calm. I can check with powers.
Yes. Can you?
A minute. And I will turn to Jasper. Seems like I got work to do. Be right back. And fly to the building.
Mm-hmm. You do your best to stay out of sight while you do so, and you manage to land on top of the building. I'm assuming you use the
power.
yeah, the power. So expend the willpower it takes to use this.
Yes.
And as you press your hand on the building, you sense the presences there. This is a 2-story building, and there are, give or take, 8 people in the building. There's definitely quite a few downstairs. And there is a couple, just 2 people, upstairs. You can sense they're sitting at the same table together. Downstairs, they're spread all over the place. No.
No basement.
It's no basement. It's just first floor, second floor.
Could I get on all fours and cry into the second floor?
Sure.
I will just look around to.
I suppose you don't need to roll for this, right?
Yeah, I just.
And no expenditure of blood or willpower?
No.
Okay. So just roll me a quick dex and stealth, please.
Since skin of the chameleon is active, the dice pool increased by 5. Bam.
Kaboom. Alright. So, you
7.
slowly fuse through the rooftop. And you peek with just one of your eyes through the ceiling of the building. This is one of those buildings that sort of has like an open ceiling where you see all the pipes and such. Watching through the mix of pipes, you can see that the couple on the second floor are quite literally a couple having a late night date. They each have a coffee in front of them, and they seem to be talking, showing each other things on their phones. Seems the woman's drawing a bit, while the guy is mostly talking her ear off.
They both drank their coffee?
They're drinking, yes. One of them's like about half empty, the other one's almost finished.
Okay. Nothing interesting. Then I will get out of there and look for a way to access the sewers, like the closest one,
Mm-hmm.
while being rather stealthy, and
Alright.
to poke my eye from the basement, well, like from the basement area into the first floor.
Alright. And as you look for a way to go into the sewers, Jasper, are you doing anything?
I guess he will try to contact his wraith again, see if he saw anything.
Mm-hmm. So looking into the Shadowlands, you spot your wraith essentially walking up and down the street looking around. You spot a number of essentially wisps, um, husks of wraiths that once were sentient and now just drift around aimlessly. But no seemingly sentient wraiths or specters drift around this area. And your wraith seems to be quite vigilant, attempting to keep an eye out for these intruders.
Okay.
Serena sends a text after like some time to like the group chat. Right? Can we go in?
Larry, when you go into the sewers, do you fuse through the floor or do you find a sewer entrance?
Through the floor into the sewers.
Okay, in that case, your phone remains outside. So you go into the sewers,
Yeah, I just
you find the
up
bottom of the
place
building, poke your eye in. I'll use your latest roll because you got enough successes. The cafe is mostly populated by people just, getting their late night, either very short dinner or, if they're working late, they're getting some coffee to keep them up. But it seems to be mostly humans. You spot no one with full drinks and full plates. You spot no one that seems a bit dodgy. No one pale that screams to you vampire immediately. If you wish, you can make a wits and occult roll to see if you can spot if any of them are vampires. But you don't see any.
Aspects help.
Yeah, it applies to a perception roll, so it reduces
I
the
got the
difficulty.
dots, so I can read the auras. Does it like? Do
Oh,
I have to
so
choose specifically the person, or
that is
can I...
that is a power. You roll it, and you tell
Yeah.
me what you're looking for.
Like, can I generally?
So, for example, you can
Yeah,
roll
out
it.
a
at the
crowd
group of
to see
people?
how many vampires there are.
Yeah, so you can
Like, is
roll
there any
and
vampire?
yeah, you can roll and say, "I'm looking for vampire auras."
Okay.
And if you
What
get
am
enough
I
successes,
rolling?
read the
Perception,
power.
empathy.
Perception, empathy.
Perception empathy difficulty 8.
Okay. Insightful applies? No. Maybe.
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
look at this. Look at this.
You find no vampires or ghouls. I'll give you that bonus because you got quite a few successes. No vampires or
Oh.
ghouls in the building.
Well, not that I can relay this information in any way, so best of luck to you all.
It's almost as you could have entered this by other means.
It's almost as you could have, I don't know, shoot your mouth shut because I am the gargoyle here.
Yeah. As Larry begins to make his way out, Serena and Jack, you are left a bit blank when it comes to Larry's immediate replies.
But does Jasper reply that everything is okay?
It's entirely up to Jasper.
That's why she's asking.
Like, she messaged the whole group.
Yeah.
So
I messaged
Jasper,
the group.
poke. Did we lose him?
No. He just fell silently into the void.
Oh, I think he's trying to speak.
Yep.
Oh, we might have technical difficulties again. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Could you repeat the last part? It kind of cut it out for me. A second.
Basically, the question is, so Serena messaged the entire group, is the coast clear? Can we go in?
Jasper will message. I haven't heard from Larry yet, but it is mostly clear from the Shadowlands perspective.
Anyway, if you, since probably still waiting for a guest, you know how we said that, for example, Dilmont, who was allied with Talmahara, had the ghosts attached to those he made pacts with. In case somebody like that makes an, like, definitely tell us. But I don't think that's the case, given all my visions. Just gonna wait for Larry to reply now.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, Larry makes it out of the sewers and recovers his phone, checks it, and sees the text. Does Larry answer?
Larry does give an answer that there is no vampires or ghouls in the cafe.
Serena relays this to Jack and then says, let's go.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. And as the two of you begin to approach the front of the cafe, Jack, your phone begins to ring.
Mm-hmm. I check it.
Same number that you called to schedule this meeting.
I'll pick it up.
Alright, so it is you.
It is me.
I assume there's just the two of you?
More or less.
Okay. Well, you wanted to meet?
Yes.
Spill it. What do you want to meet about?
Well, we wanted to have a talk. You might...
I'm going to scan the as a place for astrally projecting people.
Okay.
Those can be detected with aspects,
Mm-hmm.
unlike...
I'm aware. So you may roll perception awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And as Auspex allows you to do this, you don't get those bonuses.
Yeah. One success.
Okay. So you check, and as you look around, you see no astral projections right now.
But I'd be checking also, like, a bit away, not like just like in the near.
You see none right now. If you wish, you can roll flat intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
To get like a hint about this.
Sure.
Okay.
2 successes.
Yeah. So you would know that when using astral projection, one is essentially left in sort of a pseudo torpor. It's almost like your soul leaves your body to go look somewhere else, right? Because of this, if she's talking on the phone with you, she's not astral projecting. Doesn't mean she didn't. It just means she's not doing it right now.
Are you in the cafe?
Not right now, but I know both of you are there.
Well,
No, Jack. Let's go. This is not serious.
no, yes.
I need to know what the two of you are here to do. I'm not going to get ambushed for no reason.
Talk.
Here to ambush you.
I've been watching my back for the longest time. I know they're listening to me constantly, so I need to make sure you're not with them. So why did you want to meet?
I'm gonna take, well, here's the thing. I wished. Tell me, to your best of knowledge, has Iris Amling killed a single member of her clan in the Camarilla?
I know she's not dead. I didn't hear her die. No one did.
Well, and given that not a single Malkavian aware of her has said a single thing, and the search for her started from other sources. Let's just say, if I wanted to have you killed, I could have found you. So, is that proof enough in the pudding that
So
I'm
you're
here
her.
to talk? I am.
Okay. You took enough of a risk telling me, especially this deep into the territory. Find a seat in the cafe. I'll be there soon.
All right. I'll be waiting. And Serena tells Jack to end the call, and then we go inside. And she basically gets herself and Jack and her guest free drinks, like green tea. And she goes to the second floor where there's, basically has a look around downstairs and then goes to the second floor. Basically checks in, sees that it's less people, and finds a corner there.
All right. The two of you make yourselves comfortable. And from the outside, Larry and Jasper, basically what you see is eventually a motorcycle begins to approach the cafe. It stops, quite deliberately double parks in those big parking spots for cars. It basically, this person basically
Like
double parks
two
with a
spots
bike.
like that.
Yes. Gets out off the bike, takes the biker helmet off, and the face you see is that of a woman with really heavy bags under her eyes. And she seems to be an older woman, dressed sort of like a biker chick. But again, she's older and has this very drained look on her face, like she's been awake for a few days. She looks around quite thoroughly. You basically lean back to make sure she doesn't see you. And after she looks around for a few moments, she enters the cafe. And Jack and Serena, you basically see this woman going up the stairs. She spots the two of you. And takes a chair, begins to quite loudly drag it towards your table. And when the couple looks at her, she looks at them and says, "Perhaps you should leave." And both of them immediately get up pack their things and start going down the stairs. The Malkavian then flips a chair with, the back of the chair pointed towards you, and sits leaning on the back of the chair. Right? Why am I here?
You said you were watched.
Constantly?
Feeling you get from those who watch you.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay,
No.
fine. But predominate Malkavian, aren't you?
You notice that she starts tapping on the metal frame of the chair with her finger, and her eyes seem to dart between the two of you. Yeah? What about it?
You know, recently had this strange realization. Have you ever considered it strange that Camarilla claims that they have our main clan, yet after the convention they were left only with Malkavians, none of whom had our clan founder's discipline?
As you say this, she seems to be looking you up and down. And says, "Go on."
I mean, I was like you once, long ago. But isn't it strange? Half of the Malkavians who kept the mutation went to the Sabbat. Yet Camarilla claims that they have the main clan. Yet they were left with not a single Malkavian who possessed the traits of our clan founder. How could they have that? And then Iris just shakes her head. But that's a bit here and there. That's just an interesting thought I had today. Which I figured a fellow Malkavian like me would truly appreciate.
As you speak, at some point, you see her kind of startled, looking at you for a moment, and she almost falls out of the chair, and then looks behind her, looks around, and then looks back to you. And just as she gets startled, you feel a slight pressure on the back of your mind immediately dissipate.
Did you try to get into my mind right now?
How did you... She turns her attention to Jack. How did she do that?
I developed it.
No idea.
Just say it's a mix of our original discipline
Let me
and a
check
few other.
Jack's willpower.
Current is like 5.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Jack, you feel a pressure in the back of your mind when she asks that question. What are your thoughts immediately as she asks how Serena did this?
So she wasn't lying.
Hmm?
So she wasn't lying. No fucking surprise, I guess.
Yeah. As this happens, she looks back to you, Serena, and her eyes seem to dart between the two of you. So, okay, I need some answers right now. I'm done playing coy. You tell me why I'm here, or I bring the tower on this place. Jack,
Right,
she
okay.
is very clearly lying.
Iris was like, well, you could, but I'm also really good at killing them, as you would know. Either way.
Would you pull the tower on yourself? Because from what I heard, they don't really like dementation Malkavians.
I'm not one.
But do I smell the bullshit in the air?
She wouldn't know if she became one.
Well,
It's like puts up. Listen.
Sure. Wait.
Listen.
What we
Jack,
do?
Jack, let
Sorry.
me.
Go.
Family matters after all.
Family matters indeed.
Well, numero uno. I've heard you've taken Teresa's place as Primogen. But also rumors on the streets that... do you know about Teresa and Jeanette?
Mm-hmm. The sisters? Why?
And... have you... Rumors on Santa Monica Street that Jeanette has, like... people...
No.
in her
No,
pockets.
no. We don't talk about Santa Monica right now.
Okay. Well... Say, if I told you that Teresa's not dead.
I know.
Okay. That's rather than contact.
He can't know. But I know.
Well, and that... What about that Teresa and Jeanette is the same person?
The tapping stops. And she looks at you. Looks to Jack.
Oh, no. Would you like to that is rude what you're doing here right now. Remember, I told you, I'm really good at killing, but I'm also really good... Wonder what would happen if your brain gets a bit lobotomized, and you wouldn't be able to heal it.
I guess it's just one less. What would be the difference? We're dying in flux anyway.
Wait, are you saying that the Malkavians in there died?
I don't know, but I stopped hearing them. Why do you think I'm so paranoid?
Well,
if you want to read my mind, let me just tell you that she's not.
Yeah, well...
Why make it harder for yourself?
Listen,
Go on.
I'm
read
not
my
involved with that, but did you feel them die?
No. Neither did you.
Then...
But
No, I did not.
I know
Which
for a
you know what
fact. I know for a fact that if they didn't die, they sure as
left.
hell ran away from something, and I've
Yes.
been watching out for them, and if they're in Santa Monica, we are fucked.
They're not, well, let's just say, first of all, I will straight up admit to you, we have 2 people on a watch out, but not because of you. But because of some other people who are always watching.
It's fine.
Do you
We're both being watched anyway.
Well, most of the time I'm watched by...
You've seen it.
Well, whatever I've seen, it certainly means no harm to me, like out of all those things that try to watch me. The one that relates to a big moon and all that stuff. But...
It's
You
tried
would-
to find me. I ran away from it.
Oh, it
I
tried
don't
to
know.
find you.
Yeah. It tried to look at me. I didn't want it
Do
to.
you know what it was?
She
Shall I-
shakes her head vigorously and seems to
Shall I tell you?
be very paranoid looking around.
Don't look around for it. If you're talking about the big eye, then it's all of us share it. It is in your blood. It is in the cobwebs that you use. The only way you would escape the big iris, the eye of our founder, is only if you died. Can't escape your blood, can you?
She begins to tap her foot on the floor, and the pacing speeds up as you're talking.
Serena looks to her and says, "You should calm down." And she's going to use passion to like her anxiety levels down.
Mm-hmm. I won't have you roll. I'll just accept the success. As you do that, however, I need to roll something.
What the fuck did you roll?
Snake eyes.
Oof. Oof. On the 10 out of all things.
So, immediately as you say this, she looks to you, terrified, and then screams at the top of her lungs, runs, and jumps out the window, breaking the glass and running to her bike. Then as she tries to... This is basically what Larry and Jasper see from outside. As people get out to, see what the fuck is happening, as she tries to get on the bike and people start coming out and looking at her, she screams at the top of her lungs again and continues to run in the opposite direction, leaving her bike behind.
I'm going to look in her leaving aura perception.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for?
I'm just looking at general patterns, color swirls. So that's one
Absolute
success.
fucking Rotrick. She is terrified of what she just witnessed.
Okay. Serena's gonna get up. We should leave.
Yes.
But I think she might have just gotten dementation. And she quickly texts Jasper and Larry that leaving now. And then thinks, this is so basic. And as she's walking basically with Jack quickly to the car, she's like,
Should we pick her up?
what, her?
Yeah.
Do you want to go deeper into downtown? Wait, did she run in the direction away from downtown, or?
Well, you can still see her running. She's just running down the street that way. She doesn't run very fast.
That way is into Camarilla territory or towards the
Away
exit.
from center.
You are not... she's not gonna get out or get further into the territory in any significant way in the time it takes her to run, compared to the time it takes you to get to your car and drive towards her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't run that
fine.
fast, and you guys have a car.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Fine. Let's go, Peter Ox.
Yep. I'll catch up to her, and if she's calmed down a bit, look in the eye, get in the fucking car.
Let me roll. See if she does calm down. The fuck? So she looks to you, and she begins to slow her pace slightly. I'm starting to think actual Malkov had a 10 in these fucking dice rolls.
Yes,
What the
she
fuck?
rolled 2 1s and then 2 10s.
What are the odds? Anyway, she begins to slow her pace, with sort of bloody tears forming in her eyes.
Get in the car before you get us all killed.
She looks around and then says, "What did you do?"
We're gonna explain. Get in the car.
Yes. You can't have a primogen having a fucking roach wreck. And I would know as a prince who've managed, to be the most fucking tradition-respecting prince ever. So get in the car, and we'll explain.
She gets in the car, and just as she is about to close the door, she first opens it, takes something out of her pocket, piece of paper, rips it in half, and tosses half of it out. And then closes the door.
Serena looks to her and tells Jack, she basically tells Jack a roundabout way to drive to a park in neutral territory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Serena's at the driving wheel, so she's gonna drive. And she tells Jack to text the neutral territory park area to Jasper and Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as she drives, she looks back to Dorothea and she says, "Well, technically, you've been pretty rude to use aspects on me, so I just wanted to calm you down since you seemed pretty full of anxiety. And normally that would just mean that your anxiety would just go down, and you'd feel calmer for some time, like maybe a night, maybe two. But, and then she looks at her, but I'm guessing that your vision of the big eye of the moon and me being pulled by the same big iris. Kind of funny that I'm the little one in this scenario, isn't it? I guess our clan founder has wanted you to return to the family and stop being an anti-tribu. At least that's my guess.
I gotta tell the others first.
Not
Sorry, Miguel.
everything,
You're gonna have
probably.
to repeat it because
Oh.
my earphones
fine.
got pulled out.
I gotta tell the others first.
Others who?
The others.
Given the fact that I'm no doubt to end up on a red list in case
Not
my
about
identity
you.
is
About this.
about what? About
the
He's
entity
real.
element.
And he's awake. You know what that means?
Gehenna
Yeah?
is upon us, boo-hoo.
Well, don't worry.
No. Gehenna's a myth. If he's real, and if he's awake,
Then what does it
everyone's
mean?
nightmares make sense now.
Nightmares.
Serena
Visions.
looks to Dorothea. Dorothea, do you think that Iris Abling, who has been very content to spend her life, how to say, useful just enough not to be hassled into too many tasks for Queen Anne, but not useless enough to advance, cause her ire, why would she suddenly switch to the side of Sword of Cain?
I don't know, and things are too loud for me to think right now. Can I exit the car?
Go to a quiet place.
She opens the door and just walks out.
We're driving, though.
We're probably already at some.
Well, she's
Yeah,
gonna
we're
open the
driving.
door. If you don't slow down, she'll just jump out.
If she moves to it, I'm faster than her, celerity, so I'm just gonna lock it.
Okay.
Dorothea, do you want to know how to manage what you have now? We're going to a neutral territory, and after that you can go home. We can even give you a lift.
I'll go with you, no problem. If
Mhm.
I get to make a phone call first.
To whom?
Okay, go ahead.
Just don't call Strauss, okay?
There is a dialing of numbers, and she brings her phone to her ear.
You gotta be sure that two motherfuckers in the car gonna be eavesdropping.
I'm not gonna have you roll. There's a click, and there's absolute silence on the other end. And she speaks. I'm off with some friends. Why don't you join us? I'll tell you where. And she looks to you, Jack, who I assume is looking back.
Yeah. I'll tell the address where we're going. Like,
Yeah.
just outside of Camarillo territory, some parking
No,
place.
it's a specific prehistoric park in neutral
okay.
territory.
Sure.
Iris knows it because she's like gone there to.
Is it
divide.
north or like
It's
just-
like
just ping it
it's
so
like
Miguel can
north.
press-
Look, it's somewhere. I don't know where it's on the map. Maybe here. Maybe here. But either way, it's neutral territory.
Let's
but close to
say
downtown.
let's say it's like around here.
They
That's
moved
fine.
the park.
Let's say it's around there. We don't need specifics for this. Story takes precedence.
Yeah.
She repeats the address, and after doing so, she waits for a response. There's absolute silence. No one says anything. And then she...
Iris is gonna listen to the Mad Cobweb.
Nothing there either.
Mm-hmm.
And she then, without saying anything, clicks to end the call.
Right then. By the way, has your cobweb connection become stronger?
I don't know.
Is it louder?
Mm.
It'll get quieter after a bit.
Mm.
Well, you'll get used to zoning out a bit.
She definitely seems a bit uncomfortable by the whole situation. Put on edge, to say the least.
Well, as I was saying before, why do you think a person who has always considered that vampires who are immortal, who can seek all kinds of knowledges, advance over the faults of humanity, which are driven by limited resources and all that because of and their limited age? Why would suddenly that person pick such a proactive job, considering that?
You just
know what?
opened the floodgates on that.
Because I saw the vision. I've been an
No,
oracle
you
in
don't
North-
understand. We had someone in London. Someone who was informed, keeping us aware. She vanished after the attack, so I'm assuming she's dead.
Was that the lady who? Was that that Primogen? What was her name? The red-haired artist,
Yeah.
or was that? She was keeping you aware.
In contact.
I don't know what happened to her.
Well, I would assume your people killed her.
When did it
And
happen?
wait, but then Serena looks to Jack, and just like sort of like gestures towards back, in a sense, like with her eyes back to Dorothea, in case Jack is not looking at her, right?
Mhm.
And as soon
He's
as
kind of
Jack-
listening like that guy
okay,
from
and
Pulp
as
Fiction.
soon as Jack listens to her, tell me, are you allied with a group called Stalbahara?
Name doesn't sound too friendly.
Serena looks to. That doesn't answer my question, though. Yes or no?
Yes, it doesn't.
I don't know what that is, so how am I supposed to
You
know if
know,
I'm
there
allied
might
with them?
have been.
Wait. Wait, Jack, now that she answered, Serena looks to you.
Does she lie?
Well, when she said, I don't know what that is.
No lie. I didn't stutter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that
You didn't
answers
stutter
one.
in your shrug.
Well, that answers one question. Yeah.
You know, there is a person she might know. Kinda red-headed, dumbfounded. There might be a connection.
Ian.
Ian. I don't know if he
Red-headed
uses another name.
Viking-looking guy in a camera.
Diablerist.
Not
Do,
surprising.
do you speak with him on friendly terms or like strictly business?
Oh, he denies it. His aura denies it. Everyone denies it, but we all know. You don't fuck with him, and you don't fuck with his sire, and you don't fuck with his friends, because he'll just take what's yours. All of it.
You know
Right
his sire.
then. Quark. You mean the Bishop of Sabbat?
No.
Yes, this guy.
Ruark is... It's one of his
Not that
allies,
in his-
it's not his sire.
Slightly.
No, that's his sire.
Oh,
Oh, and
pile
Jack
another
is
lie
the-
on top of it.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, they're not Sabbat either. That Talmahara thing I told you? A group of vampire Illuminati who wish to feed us all on a platter to the antediluvians that wish to devour us.
I guess a lot of things are coming to light. A bit too much.
I
bit too
mean, I
much.
guess. I mean, you should have heard my message to the whole of the clan when I've whistleblown this entire organization. Give or
Or you
take
might
maybe
have
like a couple.
absurd Duffington's sire losing
Jack.
his shit over it. Sorry.
Jack, let me finish. Remember, give or take 2 months ago when
You saw both of those things, yeah.
give or take 2 months ago when there was some drop into the ocean of our cobweb, and then silence.
Yeah, and the local Assombra going batshit.
Yes, that's because we've whistleblown that entire organization. Because they're in the Camarilla, they're in the Anarchs, and they're in the Sabbat, and they wish to feed us all regardless of sect.
They did a good
So-
job at splitting us up then.
Well, the point wasn't about the splitting you up. Point was that there are
No,
already
not
people-
splitting us, as in my sect, splitting us. All of us.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't
Divide and
understand.
conquer. She means that they did a good job at splitting the entire community into 3 major sects and a couple of minor. Am I right?
Weird that the Losombra reads me better.
It is what it is. But yes. But
Well, I think now you understand why we're making allies.
Ally is a strong word.
Well, friends,
you're not with them.
acquaintances, not enemies.
not enemies is a good word.
Well, tell you what. If you let me out of the car right now, I'll tell you a secret you can use. And I'll even make sure things work in your favor when it comes to it.
How far are we from the park?
I'd say 15, 20 minutes.
Well,
This isn't whom you
why-
wanted to meet, and we're 15 minutes away from destination.
I just called a little bit of insurance.
Oh, yeah. We also have insurance.
I know.
As I said, we wanted to talk. So,
At the same time, she does need probably things to think about.
true.
And
What
this
did we
is...
give her?
Huh?
Talmahara, main clan of yours, but
Kian's true, sire.
Kian, Ruark. Which is surprising that Kian is keeping his appearances as Ruark's ally in Camarilla.
Yes, but remember, Rourke was also hanging out in New York. In Camarilla.
True.
While being the Archbishop. He's a sneaky little bastard.
It was like 50 years ago, though.
Yeah.
The point is, if you
Oh,
let
we're
me out right
We
now,
gave you some food for thoughts.
you've given me plenty. But if you let me out right now, I'll give you a secret of my own.
Serena is going to look back at her and be like, she's gonna stop the car, right? The doors are still locked. But she has, just in case, like on the tip of her tongue, just like ready to, because she did use demonstration earlier, and whatever like instead happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has a feeling that her curse on the mind, like curse of like that other thing, is still gonna like take effect, even though it didn't work out the way it is. It's like her like feeling. She's going to stop the car and unlock and just look back. Go ahead.
You know Teresa's alive?
Well, yes, we're planning to meet her too.
She's not planning to meet you. Definitely.
We'd find that out sooner or later, either way.
Yeah, what you probably wouldn't find out is that she's orchestrated a few political power grabs. And the reason I'm Primogen right now is because she needed someone loyal to her in that position.
Right, would you like... Okay. Well then, would you like to be free from that?
I don't need
I don't
to.
like...
Unbeknownst to
technically.
her, I'm not as loyal as she thinks. And she doesn't need to know that.
Well, she doesn't need to know that. She won't. As you've seen, that little trick when you tried to read my mind, that is something I personally developed.
A lot of good it did when I could read the mind of the person next to you.
Oh, don't worry, we're planning to fix that issue too.
See that you do. Once all of this takes place, the ideal outcome for Therese isn't just for her to become prince. It's for someone else to become prince.
Good thing she's going to have a few tails.
Another perceived Malkavian.
I once had to deal with somebody like that.
Perceived.
Yeah. A Nagaraja. She pretended to be my sheriff.
Name?
Well, Anahita, the sheriff of the 3 counties. She pretended to be a Malkavian, and I wasn't that capable of using Malkavian time back then. I was younger and a bit more naive, but in the Sabbat she pretended to be a caitiff, but she was a Nagaraja, and one of the many foot soldiers that Talmahara has.
Well, apparently, this time, It's more that this Malkavian is more of a Ventru.
Is it Kian's child? Hmm.
How
Cute.
sweet.
I wanted to
sweet.
capture her anyway, since
I
I
can
do
get
that.
her in your hands if you want.
Oh,
Oh, that would be excellent, because...
that would be really brilliant.
And Iris does a very bloodthirsty smirk. Kian does have a blood debt owed to me for
And
the
if
murder
that
of those.
happens, you leave me and my interests alone.
We still can be pen pals, right?
Depends.
We're not meaning you harm, as long as you don't mean us.
You've yet to show me that. Let's show each other some respect. Yes?
Serena presses a button to release Dorothea and says, I'll be waiting. I'll be... whenever you're ready to deliver Kian's wayward child. I have an ocean of heart pain to deliver upon that man.
And as La Sombra, it's my professional duty to ventral bowl.
Allow me to give
Either
you
way.
this bit of extra advice before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 3 so far. Then it'll be 4, and then 5, and it'll continue going that way. And before you know it, each one of us is going to have to deal with their own problems, their own way. I got a feeling the next one.
Amalia dropped.
That's right.
Probably computer is empty, like
That's
battery.
right. I have a feeling the next one is going to be yours.
Pete, I got a feeling next my laptop died.
That's fine. I'll repeat. She says, I got a feeling the next one will be yours. Looking to Jack. And then she basically looks a bit, towards the infinite before stepping out of the car.
Okay.
I have a feeling she meant some really, really, really old vampires.
Larry and Jasper, as Larry flies through the air, carrying Jasper like a sack of potatoes, both of you see the car slowly come to a stop, and after a few moments, the Malkavian walks out.
Serena texts the guys that we're heading back now and catch up when we get back.
Okay.
All right. And as you begin making your way back, we'll end the session for tonight. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.